What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another Pokemon Masters EX video. My name is Charlie, and today we're going to get into Mew and Professor Oak's Syncgrid. We did this before. This is sort of like an updated video because I wasn't really satisfied with that other Syncgrid video I did. So this one we're going to cover stats, you know, the usual stats, moveset, lucky skill, what teams Mew would be great on, because that it does need to be updated now with some of the newer units that are in the game. And yeah, I'll expand on some of the Syncgrids. Alright, so this is Mew and Professor Oak. We're gonna take a look at them after you do the first sync move, because that does change their moveset a bit. Not a bit, a lot. So first off, the Psychic is the type weak to Bug. It is a tech type, but you can use it as a striker. So keep that in mind. 3-star. But when Mew's around, if you don't have Mew, don't worry. When Mew does come back around, it's a free unit, so it's completely free to play, and the game just lets you max it out to 5 out of 5. So I'm going to show you the 1 and 2 out of 5s Syncgrids, but you really should have it 5 out of 5 if you do have Mew. So we'll go ahead and get into the stats right now. Health is, you know, not that great. Physical attack's not good, but the special defense is the defense and special defense are both really good. 11 and 12 respectively out of the entire roster in the game so far. Special attack's okay, but it does get buffed a little bit once you do mess with the Syncgrid. And speed's okay as well, but again, that can get buffed with the moveset and with the Syncgrid as well. So moves. First one up is Swift. It is a special attack with 2 cost against all the opponents. It's an AoE attack. It never misses, so it's always going to hit. 57 or 68 power, depending on how powered up it is. X speed sharply raises the user's speed. You have 2 uses of that unless you get the MP refresh. Psychic, which has a very small chance of lowering the target's special defense. Power of 99 or 118 depending on how powered up it is. Accuracy of 100 against a single opponent. 3 gauge move cost. Be careful of those 3 gauge move costs. It's gonna be a lot of them soon. And the trainer move is a World of Dreams. Sharply raises the user's special attack and drastically raises either the user's attack, defense, special defense, speed, accuracy, or evasiveness. So that's pretty useful. That's really, really useful. And as far as sync move, Pokemon Professor Psychic. So 250 or 300 power, depending on how powered up it is. Again, you do power this up with the Syncgrid as well. Against a single opponent, and since it's a tech unit, if Professor Oak, or when Professor Oak gets a 6-star EX, it will not become an AoE sync move. Just so you guys know that. Passive skills, super duper effective 1. Powers up moves that are super effective. That's really, really awesome. Unfortuitous 9 lowers the target's attack, defense, special defense, speed, accuracy, or evasiveness at random when an attack is successful. So the more, like with using that with like Swift, where the move never misses, you're doing a lot of tech damage, essentially, to the entire opposing team. So it's really cool. And then Oak's Research replaces some of the user's move with different moves after using a sync move. So with that being said, let's check out the synced after you do your first sync move with Professor Oak and Mew. Again, nothing really changes as far as stats go. Let's go ahead and get rid of that. Okay, so the moveset changes. So the first move is now Fire Blast, which has a small chance of leaving the target burned. 116 to 139 damage. But again, with these new moves, the accuracy is the problem. So accuracy of 85. 3 gauge move against a single opponent. Thunder never misses when the weather is rainy. That's something to take into consideration. Has a moderate chance of leaving target paralyzed. 124 or 148 power, depending on how powered up it is, but it is accuracy of 70. But pay attention, remember this, put a little pin for this particular move and for Blizzard coming up, because there are new units with new abilities that we are going to team these guys up, team Mew up with, to be more effective on those teams. Especially with Thunder, with that low accuracy of 70, you do get to boost the accuracy a bit with the sync grid, but we'll be able to boost it even more when we put it on a particular team with a particular sync pair. Ha, I did not mess that up. Okay, Psychic, again, same thing as a non-synced Mew. Blizzard, though, never misses during a hailstorm. Alright. Has a very small chance of leaving the target frozen. 126 or 151 power, depending on how powered up it is. 70 accuracy against all opponents. It is an AoE attack and is a 3-gauge move. Again, all these moves are 3-gauge moves now. Sync move, same. And nothing changes when it comes to passive skills. Alright, so when it comes to the lucky skill, depending on what you're using Mew for, if you use Mew primarily as a tank, you're going to want Vigilance. If you use Mew primarily as a strike unit, then you would want, like, Critical Strike 2. Those are really the two that you want. Just so you guys know. And we'll get into team builds when we get into the sync grids. Alright, so speaking of sync grids, 1 out of 5. You can build it out to be either Thunder, Blizzard, Fire Blast, Swift, Psychic. This one's particularly Psychic, and you can grab the 2 sync nodes. You get the sync nodes right off the bat, which is really nice. And we got the Swift move gauge refresh as well. So that's really cool. 2, there's special attack +5 and +10, so you get a special attack bonus of +15. And then a speed, 2 speed +10s, so you get, you know, it's really not bad for 1 out of 5. It's really not bad. But again, you can take away the Psychics and just do, like, Fire Blast, extra Swift, Blizzard. Like, you can really play around with it. Let's see here, boom, okay. And we'll go move on to the next one. This is a 2 out of 5. So this is the Blizzard build out for 2 out of 5. In the bottom right hand corner, we got Dirty Fighting 3, which powers up moves when the moves, target or targets are affected by a status condition, and Blizzard does have a chance of freezing. And we've got Weather Surge 3, which powers up moves when weather conditions are in effect. And Blizzard, if you remember back to the moveset, Blizzard is a move that never misses when you're in a hailstorm. Now, we could change up the lucky skills here a bit when it comes to if you're doing a Blizzard build out. You could do the Snow Shelter as the lucky skill, where you're protected from the effects of a hailstorm. So that way you can put Mew on an ice team, and or like a snow, or like a hailstorm team, snow team, ice team, however you want to call it, and wouldn't be affected by the weather condition. We do have the X Speed MP refresh, and you have Blizzard +20. And let me go back here real quick, because I've got it pulled up on my computer as well, so I'm not switching back and forth on my phone. So Blizzard has a accuracy of 70, so we get it up to 90. But remember, if it's in a hailstorm, it's not going to miss. So it doesn't matter what the accuracy is. So yeah, it's something to take in consideration. Especially since Glalie coming out with a sync grid now. That's going to be really useful when it comes to an ice team. Of course, if you have Summer Steven, every time Summer Steven and the Alolan Sandslash does a sync move, it creates a hailstorm. So that could be useful here as well. So not too bad. But again, this is just 2 out of 5. We can actually improve on this. We'll go to the next one. This one is a Sync Bomb build for 2 out of 5. What we did was grab the 2 sync grids, sync power-ups, the X MP refresh for X Speed MP refresh. We did grab a World of Dreams MP refresh as well, because we're using these to get us closer to our sync move. And we have Natural Remedy and First Aid 4. And we did grab some Special Defense +10 as well. We would have grabbed the defense, but we ran out of, because I wanted to grab the speeds nodes as well. So yeah, not too bad. You can switch it up a little bit if you want. I'm not gonna fault you for that. Now we get into the big boys. This is when you have Mew fully maxed out at 5 out of 5, 3 out of 5, 4 out of 5, which you should have it at 5 out of 5. When Mew's around, when you're able to get Mew, you do get it at 5 out of 5 for free to play, 100%. Alright, so with this is it's a really good move, a set, especially when it's on an ice team, especially if you put Snow Shelter on it as its lucky skill. So again, we've got Dirty Fighting 3, Weather Surge 3, the Blizzard Accuracy up, all the Blizzard power-up nodes, and over here, we get Hostile Environment 1, which raises the chance of inflicting status conditions with the additional effects of moves. It's really good. It's really good. So that increases the chance to inflict freezing on pretty much all the opponents because it's an AoE attack. So this is a preferred sync grid for a lot of people who use Mew as a striker. We do have this one, which is Mew as a tank. So what we did was grab First Aid, 4 Natural Remedy, Shifty Striker 2, which occasionally raises the user's evasiveness when the user's Pokemon uses a move. So, Swift. If you use Swift, you're just gonna keep increasing your evasiveness while doing AoE damage. And then we have Agile Entry, which sharply raises the user's evasiveness when the Pokemon enters a battle. So this would be like if you put Mew as Lucky Skill with Vigilance for Lucky Skill, put Mew in that first tactic spot, so it's the main target from the beginning, or in the second one, depending on if you have another tank or support unit there. I would probably put Mew first, and then have like Skyline Swan a second. That's just personal preference. And then you'd have your main striker. So yeah, not too bad if you want to do Mew as a tank, which is very, very viable. This one, though, is what I'm excited to talk about. Because we have Luxray and Volkner in the game now, we can actually use Luxray and Volkner's Electric Terrain technique, which I do have up over here. Turns the field into electric terrain, and then their trainer move is Make Some Sparks, which raises the user's attack, ensures that the user's next attack will be a critical hit, and when the field is electric terrain, raises the accuracy of all allied sync pairs. So that increases the accuracy of Thunder, which is normally at accuracy of 70, but we do have the accuracy plus 20, so that puts it up to 90. But along with the electric terrain accuracy buff, that would push it up to 100%, so you're always going to hit. Again, it does hit every time if the weather is rainy, so you could also put it on a rain team, like a rain dance team. But, you know, those units are still few and far between. It would be much more viable as an electric team with Volkner and Luxray. And again, we have Hostile Environment 1, which will increase the chance of inflicting paralysis, and Dirty Fighting 2, which increases the move's damage against targets that are affected by a status condition. So it does damage. It's going to do some damage. It's not too bad. It's not too bad. But again, if you're using it for this, I would put probably Critical Strike 2 on it. Just because you are, and then Torchic would probably be my third option to increase the critical hit rate, as well as the special attack of all your allies, which would be really useful for this kind of move. I'll try to test this out in the future, because I do have Luxray, I do have Mew, and I do have Torchic. So that's almost a complete free-to-play team, except for Luxray, of course. Alright, we'll go ahead and move on to the next one. I told you I would be testing out all the sync grids. So this one's the Fire Blast build. Again, it's a lot like the other two builds where we're using Hostile Environment, plus Dirty Fighting, plus Weather Surge. So this would be on a Sun team. And luckily for the Lucky Skill, you don't need to have... They're like, having Sunny Day on doesn't mean that you need a Lucky Skill to protect it from a weather condition, because it's not going to affect it. So you can actually use Vigilance or Critical Strike 2, depending on what specific spot you have Mew in for this, I would probably prefer Critical Strike 2. Again, the accuracy buffed is 10 from the normal 85. But that's pretty good. At 95% accuracy, it's really good. You could use Meganium on this team. Meganium would be great. I'm trying to think of who else would be really, really useful on a sunny day team. Torchic, of course, would be really useful for increasing the critical hit rate. You could probably even put Charizard on this team if you really wanted to. And Skyline Swanna always is a great choice. Or Starmie as well. So there you go. Alright, move on to the next one. And finally, the last, but certainly not the least, is the Sync Bomb build for the maxed out Sync Grid. What we did here was grabbed, of course, the two Sync Node power-ups, grabbed the First Aid 4 to keep us in the game a little bit longer, X Speed, MP Refresh, and over here we have Inertia, which, if you didn't know what Inertia does, Inertia, the higher the user's speed, the more it powers up Sync moves. And then Blind Spot, the more the user's evasiveness has been raised, the more it powers up Sync moves. And so, let's say if you really, really, really wanted to do that, you could actually, let's see here, do that, where we increase our evasiveness right out of the gate with Agile Entry. Or if we wanted to take away the two speed nodes, I'm trying to think of what else we could do. I don't know, man. See, that's the thing. We would have to take away one of the sync nodes for that. Or we could do this. No, it's still not working. I don't know how much damage this would do, where we use Swift essentially to get to our sync move, but after that Swift goes away. That's the only problem. So yeah, I would stick with doing something like this. Maybe increase our speed in a World of Dreams. Yeah, I mean, we could do this too, First Aid, instead of raising our speed. So there we go. So yeah, you could do it this way. And then put Skyline Swanna on this team. Be very useful for increasing the speed right out of the gate with Take Flight. So yeah, not too bad. This is another great way to do a really damaging attacks with Mew. Of course, you would want to use Critical Strike 2 probably when it comes to any sort of strike build out for Mew, and Vigilance for any sort of defensive build out for Mew. But yeah, guys, let me know what you think about Mew's Sync Grid down in the comments section below. What Sync Grid do you use for Mew? And what lucky skill do you have on him? And what team are you excited to use Mew on in the future? Let me know down in the comment section below. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you've not already so you never miss out on any of my daily Pokemon Masters EX content. Make sure you hit that like button and the bell notification so you never miss out when I upload a video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later, guys.